Welcome to another episode of Your Favorite Libertarian. Today we're going to be going over some slide work by Black Phoenix Customs. So if this is not your first time on the channel, you've probably seen the Glock 19 video that I did previously where I talk about holsters, accessories, all the details of the lower of this, and the sights that I had on previously. So if you haven't seen that already, be sure to check it out. It'll be at the end of this video. If you have seen it, this will be an update for you. So I wanted to install the Holosun 509T, which I did a review on. Check that out as well. But I needed to do some things to the slide first. Primarily, I needed to cut it for an RMR or for a 509T specifically. I started looking around. I found Black Phoenix Customs because one of my buddies had some work done by them. And I said, hey, that slide's really cool. Where'd you get it done? They told me, and the rest is history. So, looking at their website, there were some things that set them apart from the other slide milling places. They didn't charge for disassembly or reassembly of the slide internals when doing the work. They also did not charge for the refinishing of the slide as long as it's black nitride. If you wanted Cerakote or anything else, you'd have to pay extra, but I'd say most of the slide milling companies will charge you after they cut up your slide and take off the finish to refinish it, which to me, I feel like should be factored into the price, but isn't. And it's always an add-on. It's like at least $50 or more. And they do not charge for that. So that is super cool. They also, when I wanted to put this together, I saw their suppressor height AmeriGlow sights and I wanted to get those, but they were out of stock. So the owner told me, hey, you can get these on eBay for like $45. Get them on eBay, include them with the slide, and then I'll install them for free. So that was super awesome too. And I will say Zach over there is super responsive, at least he was to me. Maybe he likes me more than you, I don't know, but super responsive, answered all my questions. So A+ on customer service and the above and beyond that they do for everyone with the way that the pricing's set up. I can tell you that the fit and finish on this is fantastic. No complaints. The nitriding is awesome. It looks flatter and darker than OEM Glock finish. So this put together looks awesome. I'm super stoked when I got it. I've been playing with this all day. But I wanted to talk about what I've had done. So here are the bullet points. RMR cut. Chamfered edges, muzzle mod, and black nitride, which is what comes standard, but you can get Cerakotes and things like that if you want. And I also had the AmeriGlow suppressor height sights installed. This is just a smooth back sight, and then the front has the lines across it, or like the texturing, so you can kind of differentiate, but it's all black. I didn't want anything to be super busy when putting a red dot on. If the red dot was co-witnessed for some reason or a little bit higher, I didn't want there to be some type of high-vis front sight that was confusing my eyeballs. So those are all the things that I had done. So RMR cut, chamfered edges, muzzle mod, black nitride, install of the AmeriGlow suppressor height sights, disassembly, reassembly, all that stuff. Came with stickers. So a couple stickers, a couple business cards, and it also came with some long screws for an RMR. So all that together cost $157.50. Now, before you go run into the website right away, which is blackphoenixcustoms.com, keep in mind that that price was a end of the year holiday sale. So I believe I saved $47, $47, $48. If you're paying full price, it's going to be a little over 200 bucks, which is still insane considering you're getting chamfered edges, you're getting a muzzle mod, you're getting the RMR cut, you're getting installation of sights and the nitride for less than it would probably cost you anywhere else just to get the cut for the RMR and a refinish. So pretty insane. Now let's talk about why I don't have this 509T already installed on this for you. In my last video on the 509T, you may remember me going pretty far in depth on this plate. The reason why, a lot of people have questions about it. I had questions about it before I bought it, and I was thinking, all right, so in theory, you've got an RMR cut, you put this over it, it's cut for an RMR, goes over it, you screw the screws in, and then this is much like a Picatinny compatible thing, and it's got a Picatinny plate that it goes on, and that's how it secures. Obviously, because this is a enclosed reticle, you can't put screws in this because that would kind of defeat the purpose of having it in the first place, because they wouldn't work anymore. So I thought to myself, all right, before I do this review, I'll just test fit this and put this on just so I can get at least some initial impressions on how it felt altogether. That's when I started regretting my decision. So, and this could just be the Holosun plate, but when you go to put it on, it doesn't just click, it doesn't just slide on, and it doesn't click in. So you can see I've got quite a bit of gap here. If I really press with my fingers, I can get it started a little bit, and it's like super, super tight. But the problem is, in order to get this on all the way, I would have to start it a little bit and tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, and then get a rubber mallet and really hammer it in. As you can see, this cut is right here is angled inward. So as you tap it in, it gets tighter and tighter. It's already ridiculously tight without me doing any tapping at all. So if I was to tap this in, the good news would be that this plate is not going anywhere. I probably wouldn't even have to screw this down and it wouldn't go anywhere. The bad news is this plate isn't going anywhere, meaning if I end up not liking running this particular optic, I'm kind of stuck with it because it's going to be really hard to get this out. If I do, I might mar the finish, which, yeah, isn't that big a deal, but I'd rather not have to worry about that. And the reason I'm contemplating wanting to switch out the optic already before I've even run it or installed it is another YouTube review that I saw. So you may, as I do, watch YouTube videos before you purchase something to see if there's any issues, if there's any flaws, if there's any reason why you wouldn't want to buy it, and also for the reasons that you would want to buy it. And then after you purchase whatever you're purchasing, if you're like me, you also watch YouTube videos afterwards just to make sure there's no buyer's remorse, that there's nothing that you regret about it, that there's nothing that you overlooked when you initially looked at it. And that was the situation for me. I watched a Superset CA YouTube video. He talked about the distortion on this optic. Now, I don't know if it's because of it having two lenses or if it's the rounding of the front lens, but there is some distortion when you're transitioning targets. On the sides here, you can see it rounds out the image, and then it becomes just a 1x image once you get to the center of the optic. I didn't realize that once I saw that, I would not be able to unsee it. I was able to kind of like just get this so it didn't move and then put this on top and tried like doing transitions and stuff with it, and it was super noticeable and really annoying. So I can't really unsee that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to return this. It's still within the return policy. So I'll get my full refund back and I'll be able to get something else with it. I was going to just, if I could put this plate back on or install it initially really easily and take it off really easily and run this. I actually am going to the range this weekend, so I was going to run this, see how I liked it, see if it really was that big of a deal when actually using it, and then make my determination from there, and then I could resell it as once shot used or whatever. I could get my money back pretty easily. It's a very sought after optic, but I am not going to do that now because I don't want to have to try to somehow get this plate out miraculously after installing it to put something else on. So I'm going to return this. I'm going to get something that's the RMR footprint. So one, it'll sit a little bit lower, but two, it will also just be something new and cool that I can try out. So we're going to put these away and we'll talk about a couple things. We'll talk about why I decided to get these particular mods and also what optic I'm thinking about getting. So the first thing that's pretty obvious, I got a RMR cut because I wanted to be able to put some type of red dot on the pistol. I wanted to be able to have both eyes open shooting. I would prefer to have both eyes wide open and be threat focused as opposed to front sight focused when I'm shooting, which is why I got a red dot, or why I got a cut for a red dot. So that's the reasoning for that. The suppressor height sights are so that if my red dot goes down, I can still use irons if I need to. And then the chamfered edges, mostly weight savings, also looks kind of cool, also kind of helps with reholstering. The muzzle mod is for reholstering and weight savings. And that's pretty much it. I didn't really do anything crazy with this because it's all about function for me, making it better, easier, all that stuff. I want to have as many advantages as I can in a gunfight so that I can win. Now let's talk about what I think I want to put on this. So I've got a couple ideas. My first idea, which I think is the right idea, is getting the 507C X2 ACSS Vulcan reticle option, which is the new hotness right now, I know, but I see a lot of merits to it, especially for this being my first pistol red dot ever, having that giant ring to help you find the triangle, to find the inverted V. So I like that option. If I try that out and I don't end up liking it, I can always get the same exact thing, but with the traditional EOTech style reticle option that's in the 509T. Also, being that this is an RMR cut and it's an RMR footprint, it'll sit much lower, so I'll have better chance of my suppressor height sights co-witnessing, so that would be good. And I think that's probably what I'm going to go with. But let me know in the comment section below what your choices are, what you think I should get. If you think I should hold out for something else, let me know. You might be wondering, hey, what about my Access Slim Tier 1 concealed holster? Will the suppressor height AmeriGlow sights still fit? Well, you can rest assured that they will. Let me show you. Positive click, positive retention, and then unloaded in a safe direction, not pointing it myself. There you go. You got plenty of room for that front sight. And with the chamfering and the muzzle mod and everything, it's still really positive retention. It's not going to rub any more than it did before because there's less material, so you're good there. Yeah. Let me know what you think of this slide work. Let me know if you have any questions on it in the comment section below. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. As always, stay free. God bless.